Here we are. When you're ready, come on in. I'm in the kitchen, waiting for you. Hello, good afternoon. First person is in from Northumberland. You'll be very happy about that. Hello, Italy. If you are joining us for the right time, yes, it is the right time, and the first time in the right time. You have caught us at the preamble, the pre-broadcast broadcast, which just allows everyone time to arrive, jostle for position, decide where they're going to stand, decide where they're going to sit, decide what best support option might be offered. And I'm without a clock in the kitchen. So I may need someone to tell me when it's time. Give me a countdown or something, Dawn or Bob, could you? I'm timeless. Don't answer that. Hello, Wales. Wales is coming in. Good afternoon, Leslie. How's everyone feeling after this morning? At lunchtime we did a balance progress check, or balance start point. How did that go? Did you write down your scores from your foot positions or from your seated upright position? 2 minutes to go. I've got the countdown, thank you. So in these 3 movement snacks across the day, we have our morning mobility routine, so our focus is on mobility. In the lunchtime movement snack, we do more strength activity focus and introduce some standing balance activities, all with seated alternatives. And in this afternoon snack, we focus on flexibility, and I try to crowbar in a little bit of strength combined with some 3-dimensional movements whereby lots of things are doing lots of things at the same time. So that's our routine, and hopefully these routines will stay with you and also give you a toolbox of options and choices to crowbar these snacks in across your days. The aim is to increase movement minutes. Here's another 30 minutes in the bag just in one day, just by these little movement snacks. 2 hours in this week so far by the end of this session. Every movement counts. It's our final 30-second countdown. It's the final countdown. There's another song there, another song reference. Wales coming in, lots of Wales coming in. Shout out to Penny, another NHS hero. Gonna do it. And of course, dedicate this. I'm gonna clap for our carers tonight. Just shout out to anyone who is caring informally or formally, to anyone out there. Incredible job. So, shall we do it? Let's go. Good afternoon, my name is Bex Townley. You've joined us again, or joined us for the first time in our second week of this Make Movement Your Mission. We're on day 11 of 30 planned days so far. What's going to come next? And this is our third 10-minute movement snack. So without further ado, pick your position, sit or stand, or decide and switch between the two. I've brought us into the kitchen again today, another kitchen party, because the kitchen offers generally great solid surfaces that can really help us build confidence in standing. And I've brought a chair in today. I'm not suggesting you start carrying chairs around, but generally you may have table and chairs in your kitchen, or you may have a real solid work surface. And I just see opportunity when I see a kitchen, so bear with me. Let's go, ready? Let's pick your position. If you're seated, if you're standing, get yourself ready. Perhaps you know what's coming. If you're seated, our usual prep is to hip walk forward, shift the weight from one buttock to the other, just to come forwards of chair, just to allow optimum upright position as best you possibly can. And that's in the same in standing. Hip width a little bit wider, at hip width, and then we can start to do our circulation boosting, walking or marching. We're walking on the spot, standing by support if we need. We've got loads of options here in the kitchen today. Don't know which one to use. I'll pick this one. As always, focusing and considering the feet. If feet isn't an option for whatever reason, you can also rehearse this hip walk shift, which can just transfer from one buttock to the other, or we can still travel in and out of that chair, shifting the weight forward. Such a crucial and critical mobility skill, this hip walk. So much application. So a little bit of that. Circ boost on the legs. If you prefer, you can just toe tap. And if you're in stand, we can add our 90-degree turns. So this is just a minute and a half of being aware of posture, being aware of feet and ankles, and really focusing on upright posture for preparation for these movements. Before we move on to our three-dimensional movements and perhaps coordination challenge, just a few shoulder mobility rolls from this morning, please. Sit or stand is the same. So lift and open and just really try to get as much backward press on those shoulders as you can. So it should look like this on the side, and the head stays still. And just feel that you're ready to go. I'm going to add in a different arm action now when we move into these three-dimensional movement, or these activities where we have arm actions, head actions, and perhaps some feet actions as well. If you're in standing, it's going to challenge your balance also to a lesser or greater degree, so you will need some support on this. I'm going to show you the arm actions first in seated, and if you're in standing, pick it up when you see it. Your standing stance is hand on hip with one arm moving, or you might choose just to put your hips on the sideboard here and just focus on the arms while I show you. Have a look. As you can see, it does incorporate shoulder movements as well, upright posture. Let's start with one hand so that it comes up and it's a circular movement out here, out. Can you see? Here. Now in standing, it will look exactly the same. I'm going to show you a few different angles. So I've got support on the side, slight angle so you can see, out and down. Head and chest lifted. Can you see it's a circular action? And you can see how the wrists are coming in as well. Now the arms are under shoulder height, and we're looking for a smooth, coordinated extension. Come in and then extend away like so. And then stand, it's the same. Okay, pause. That's the arm action. In standing, let me just show you the legs first. So in standing, we just have a step and a return. And then we change legs, a step and a return. So all put together, step and return, step and return. So now you're focusing also on your foot, on your ankle placement on the feet. So it's our forward step from previous days. If you feel confident, we can bring both arms in. Remember that back heel comes off. See how that feels. Keep using the support if you need and single arms. In seated, movement is the same. So it's a circular out, down and in. Here, with the wrist action. Same with the arm, on the other arm, sorry. And as and when you feel you're ready, we can bring in all of that. Lift and open the posture. Keep the gaze forward. My seated option now. If you can take your feet slightly here, we can start to bring in a little hip hinge. This hip hinge forwards and back. And then we can bring in those arms as and when. As and when. And in standing, let me show you again, with or without support, step and reach. And we're coming back to upright posture each time with a really deliberate foot strike. Or keep the hands on and we're here. If you want to, just to add to that challenge, see how you go. You may want to just try this in seated first. So we bring in the arms and the trunk, and then we can add a sideways and forwards. So we have a little hinge through the trunk and also the head turn. In standing, you can try that with the head turn as well, but do start with your hands on the chair. Okay, let's just change focus to have a little bit of strength. So we're going to just try 5, 6 or 7 sit to stands or some jockey lifts. Remember, here's your position. Seated option, heels back and down, this will make it easier. You have your jockey lift option, or just push through the heels, just try to lift your buttocks off the chair. Fingertips can stay behind if they want, and the feeling is if you're launching yourselves forwards and up with some push and drive through. Or all the way to stand, feel for the chair, and now slowly lower with control. Slow, 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 slow. And again, power up to stand, and really try to slow down that lower phase. If you want to increase or progress, we can just take the feet slightly offset, so you're powering up through more on one leg. Just try those options, change the legs if you want to, or just stick with the jockey lifts. Okay, good. So we're just going to wrap up that now with some stretch to finish, starting with a chest stretch in stand or sit, sideways on so you can see, hands either around to the side here or the back of the knuckles here. I'm going to lift and open. Again, you can rest your hips on the side or use one hand on to support if you want to. Just holding 5, 10, 12 seconds and move in and out of these stretches very slowly. Let's come down to the back of the thigh stretch. Hip walk forward, extending one leg out. If you know the standing option, please stay stood. Other than that, come down to sit for this one. Relax the foot, release the knee, lift up. Have you got the stretch? If you have, you're in the right place. If you feel you can get a little bit more, we ease forward, ease forward, ease forward until you feel you have some light tension on the back of here. We're just holding this position. Again, 5 seconds, building up to 12, 20, perhaps a little bit more for longer, but ease out of it when you've had enough. And then we do the same on the other leg. So extend the leg, relax the foot, bend the knee a little bit, lift up taller. If you already feel the stretch, you're in the right position. If you feel you can go a little bit more, hands here on the bent leg, and then hinge forward slowly into that position, and you can start to feel the stretch. Once you feel the stretch, you hold that position. So for stretches, we move into the position and hold it, whereas mobility, we keep on moving. Ease out of that stretch, step in, have a release, and have a relax. Okay, calf stretch to finish, one more if we can. In seated, it's the same leg out position, but now we just focus on the toes, and the toe pulls back, and we hold that position. You'll feel that at the back of the lower leg. Keep this upright, maintain normal breathing, release the foot, step it in, change sides. In standing, some support because we're going to be changing the foot position, so this may challenge your balance. Can you see I start with my ball of my foot and I peel the heel into the floor, back heel down and stand up taller here. So I'll feel stretch on the front and also in the lower leg at the back. If you're feeling confident, strong and steady, you could either add in those arms from our slow three-dimensional movements just now. See how you go. Peel that heel off, other leg comes in. Set up the stretch first. How does that feel? Calf stretch, front of the hip stretch. Hands on for support if you feel you need. If you feel you can, we can bring in this circular movement from the previous bit in the session. Take a pause, step in. Okay, 2 stretches for the price of 1. If you fancy doing an upward side stretch without me, please feel free. It's all about choices. That's 30 minutes, 30 more minutes in your movement snack bag. Well done, thank you for joining me. I'll be back tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock, prompt for the Breakfast Club. And I announced this morning in this morning's movement snack that on Saturday at 11 a.m. UK time, I'm going to be doing a movement snack purely in seated, without all the up and down, without less options. All the options and alternatives will be in sit position. I'm doing this because we've been asked to, and it's a simple thing for me to do. So we'll do that on Saturday. So all seated options. I do want to be clear, it's not an exercise session. There won't be music. I won't be clapping or whooping or doing anything else. It's all about the movement snack. See you tomorrow morning. Thank you very much. Keep on moving. Every movement counts. Bye for now.